Good evening and welcome to City Cable's Election Day coverage. I'm Christine Lee. It's 9 p.m. on Tuesday, March 5th. Polls closed an hour ago across Los Angeles County, and we are bringing you live updates on our local election results for council seats representing Districts 2, 4, and 6. We have a team of reporters out in each of those districts tonight, ready to bring you the updates as they come in. But first, here's a look back at how the city established the 6 districts and how voting by district came to be. On June 19, 2018, the Torrance City Council adopted an ordinance establishing by-district elections for city council offices. On that day, the council also approved an election calendar for the newly created districts. Before these decisions got made, each council member was elected for an at-large 4-year term, which meant they served in an at-large capacity and could live anywhere in the city. But when their 4-year term expired, they were required to live within the boundaries of the district that is on the ballot during that election in order to run for a 4-year term to that city council district seat. Districts 2, 4, and 6 got phased in during the 2020 election, and Districts 1, 3, and 5 got introduced in 2022. So now the Torrance City Council is made up of 6 council members who each live in and represent one of the established districts, and our mayor remains elected at large. We'll start our team coverage with District 2, which covers much of West Torrance, including West High, Bishop Montgomery, and Providence Little Company of Mary Medical Center. City Cable's Kim Edwards is out at one of the city's 2 fire stations in that district with more. Kim.
Good evening, Christine. It is good to be with you. If we look a little funny, it's because the sprinklers just came on here at Station 5 and we had to make a quick move. It's a really neat district, I got to tell you. District 2, 9 schools, 5 parks, 1 library, and 2 fantastic fire stations. Also, 2 folks running for council member. Bridget Lewis is running against Dr. Andrew Lee, an educator and a health director at Torrance Memorial Medical Center. At last checked, it looks like Lewis is a little bit ahead. She's got about 40 or 54% of the vote, whereas Lee has 46. As we wait for more votes to get counted, here's a little bit of information about each candidate. Lewis was appointed by the City Council in August of 2022 when that seat was vacated by Mayor George Chen. Lewis also serves as the chair of the Torrance Strategic Plan Committee and is a member of the Transportation and Employee Relation and Public Safety Committees. She began her public service journey in 2005 while working with the Torrance Police Department. She subsequently became chair of the Civil Service Commission, helping to develop and govern policies for our city employees. When not at City Hall, Lewis is the manager for Homeland Security at the Port of Long Beach. Andrew Lee has a Ph.D. and is the Director of Health Equity and Talent Management at Torrance Memorial Medical Center. District 2 covers a population of more than 25,000, and as you mentioned, 2 fire stations, 5 and 6, are located here.
Kim, go ahead.
We'll keep our eye on the election results, tabulate and bring them back to you here from District 2. But for now, let's send it back to Christine.
Thank you so much, Kim. And now let's take a look at District 4. District 4 sits southeast of 190th Street and Crenshaw Boulevard. It includes a lot of our favorite craft breweries and Wilson Park. And that is where we find City Cable's Cindy Kennedy with more. Cindy.
Hi, Christine. One of our 4 in-person vote centers is inside the D. Hardison Sports Center here at Wilson Park. We're eagerly waiting for the election results, and at last check, Sharon Kalani has a lead at 85.92% with 1,739 votes over her opponent, Kusha Mudandu, with 14.08% and 285 votes.
Here's a little bit of information about the 2 candidates.
Sharon Kalani was elected as a District 4 Torrance City Council member on March 3, 2020. She currently serves as the chair of the Employee Relation and Public Safety Committee and also as a member of the Strategic Plan Committee, Armed Forces Day Ad Hoc Committee, and Citizen Development and Enrichment Committee. She has more than 25 years of experience in banking and currently works as an advisor at Green Hills Memorial Park. Kusha Mudanlu is the youngest of all candidates in tonight's elections. He graduated from UC Berkeley in 2020 and is a certified public accountant. He also works as a CEO of a small business and part-time as a lecturer and assistant instructor for UC Berkeley's Haas School of Business. Mudanlu graduated from Torrance High School in 2016. District 4 represents more than 23,000 residents in the eastern part of Torrance, bordering the cities of LA and Lomita. It includes the headquarters for Honda and Torrance Unified School District, as well as downtown and the Torrance Refining Company.
Cindy?
We'll keep looking out for the election results, but for now, back to you, Christine.
Thank you, Cindy. And now we go to District 6, which has 3 candidates running to fill that council seat. It's being vacated by Councilmember Mike Griffiths, who is termed out after serving our city for 2 terms plus an additional 2 years. We thank him for his 10 years of service in that position. District 6 covers the southern part of our city between Crenshaw and Hawthorne Boulevard, south of Sepulveda, bordering Rolling Hills. It also covers the Plaza del Amo neighborhood just across from Wilson Park, as well as the Torrance Airport. Colleen Farrell is live at Zamperini Field with more. Colleen?
Hi, Christine. Yes, I'm at Torrance Municipal Airport, also known as Zamperini Field, which is memorialized after our World War II hero. You can see him behind me. Let's take a look at our early results. It looks like Dr. Jeremy Gerson is in the lead right now with 40.21%, and that's 980 votes. Behind him right now is Tony Ye with 36.36% of the votes, percent 886 votes, and Jack Walzer falling behind at 23.43% and 571 votes. Let's get to know our candidates a little bit better.
Jack Walzer was appointed to the City Council seat in 2021. He has served as chair of the Citizens Development and Enrichment Council Committee, as well as a member of the Transportation Council and the Community Planning and Design Committees. He's probably best known for founding an art supply store called Walzer's back in 1975. This evolved over time to offer different types of merchandise to a more diverse customer base. His company has offered recycling services, donations to the Madrona Marsh Preserve and Nature Center, and more. Dr. Jeremy Gerson is a member of the Torrance Unified School District. He recently completed his term as board president. Before that, he was a longtime Torrance teacher. He grew up in the city and graduated from Torrance High School. Gerson is an active volunteer in our community. He has been recognized by the Parent Teacher Association, the Torrance Sister City Association, and the Torrance Rose Float Association. And Tony Ye is a North High School graduate. He immigrated to the U.S. when he was 13 years old, went on to graduate from UC Irvine, and settled in Torrance in 2009. He has a background in computer science and international studies and went through a few career changes before becoming a real estate broker. Ye is an avid ballroom dancer. He also volunteers at our local YMCA and stays active as a planning commissioner for the city. Before that, he served as library commissioner as well as PTA vice president for Hickory Elementary School. Where is District 6? It represents more than 25,000 people and includes many shopping complexes such as Rolling Hills Plaza, Torrance Crossroads, and Town Center. It also includes Torrance Airport, Torrance Memorial Medical Center, and a number of auto dealerships.
So as I said, right now, Dr. Jeremy Gerson is in the lead, but the night is still young. So we'll get back to you later with an update. Back to you, Christine.
Thank you so much, Colleen. Nearly 145,000 people called Torrance home, including myself. And according to lavote.gov, in 2022, close to 34,000 of us helped to decide who gets to be our next mayor. That was the most number of people that voted on a single Torrance-specific ballot item in that election. This year, we had 4 in-person vote centers as well as our permanently placed ballot box outside the Katie Geiser Civic Center Library. For the first time, one of our vote centers was at the Mary K. Giordano Regional Transit Center at 465 Crenshaw Boulevard. It was one of our 11-day vote centers, along with Walteria Park and D. Hardison Sports Center. Herma Tillum Senior Center in North Torrance was open from March 2nd through tonight. And of course, the vote-by-mail ballots, including those dropped off at our Civic Center, will continue to get counted in the coming days. Thank you to everyone who made their voices heard by voting for this election. We're so grateful to all of you at home for tuning into this special broadcast on Torrance City Cable. We will continue to stand by for the results on Districts 2, 4, and 6 and keep you updated at the top of each hour or sooner if a projected winner has been called. We appreciate you joining us at this late hour. See you again soon. Good evening and welcome to City Cable's Election Day coverage. I'm Christine Lee. It's 10 p.m. on Tuesday, March 5th. We are bringing you live updates on our local election results for council seats representing Districts 2, 4, and 6. We have a team of reporters continuing to bring you updates as they come. First, let's check what's going on in District 2. City Cable's Kim Edwards is out at Fire Station 5 with the latest. Kim?
Indeed, Christine, we are live at 5, and we certainly have enjoyed the hosting from the fire station. They've been really busy tonight, but they let us stay here on our own. Quite nice. Things haven't changed much here in District 2 in the last hour. We're still seeing Bridget Lewis at 54% and Dr. Lee at 46%. I don't know officially what that means, but I've been looking at some of the things that they were talking about and weighing in on during this race. Both support the Sea Line extension, both support declaring June as Pride Month, and both support expanding the interim homeless housing here in Torrance. So they agree on a lot of things with caveats on both sides. But right now we're holding steady at 54% and 46%. Christine?
Thank you, Kim. Now let's take a look at District 4. City Cable's Cindy Kennedy is standing by at Project Barley Square with more. Cindy.
Hi, Christine. I'm here with Councilmember Sharon Kalani at her viewing party at Project Barley, and you are up in votes. So how does it feel being in the lead right now at 10 p.m.?
Well, I'm blessed. I've been blessed to have been elected in 2020 to serve the city of Torrance and represent District 4. It's been my honor to do so, and it's certainly my honor to be ahead by a good distance right now. And I sincerely hope to stay that way and continue serving the city at the pleasure of the people.
If you do win, what is on your list of priorities when you're in office?
So my priority has always been the priority of the people. I always take the time to listen to what's important to them. Safety is always important to the people. Serving the whole city, you need to make sure to listen to everyone. Being careful about responsibly monitoring the key financial indicators of the city is important. And we've got a lot of things that are changing within the city. So I'll be listening carefully and I'll be doing things that are responsible.
Any message you want to tell to our residents out there?
Absolutely. Besides being so thankful to be trusted in the position that I'm in, I'm thankful to the people that have helped in every single way, encouraging me, assisting me. Just thank you for everything you've done. And I assure you that I will, again, be responsible in serving in the way that I've had the honor to do so in the past.
Well, we'll keep looking out for those results. So for now, back to you, Christine.
Thank you, Cindy. And now let's see what's taking place at District 6. City Cable's Colleen Farrell is out at Zamperini Field with more. Colleen.
Hi, Christine. Yes, I'm out at Torrance Municipal Airport, and not a lot has changed at this point. It's still very, very close between Jeremy Gerson and Tony Ye, just a 4% difference. Jeremy Gerson has 40% of the vote at this point, 980 votes. Tony Ye, 36% with 886 votes. And Jack Walzer, 23% at 571 votes. District 6 is a vital community with 3 shopping centers, car dealerships all along PCH, and Torrance Memorial Medical Center, as well as the airport where I am right now. Some of the issues that are happening in Torrance right now that are on the top of these candidates' minds are public safety, following several incidents at Delama Mall, the Metro Sea Line expansion, housing availability and affordability, and the future of the airport, of course. And Jeremy Gerson, let's get to know our candidates just a little bit better. Jeremy Gerson, he grew up in District 6. He is a Torrance High School graduate, a former teacher, and 6 years on the school board, 1 as president. And some of the things that he's touted being able to accomplish in that role is authoring the strategic collaborative agreement between the city and school district, increasing student enrollment and balancing a budget, $300 million budget, and acting as a liaison between teachers unions and districts during contract negotiation. Taking a look at Tony Ye and his background, he is a 33-year resident of Torrance and a realtor. He served on the Planning Commission since 2022 and also as a library commissioner. His priorities are enhancing public safety, homelessness, getting to the root cause of that. He supports business and improving the local community. Jack Walzer he's been running on the campaign slogan, Jack is back, and that's because he has served as of 1 year in the role of city council when Tim Goodrich resigned to step into the role as treasurer. He has also had a long time business in Torrance, and he served on a lot of community development roles, including citizen development, enrichment, community planning, and design and transportation. All the candidates support the C line expansion. So again, where we stand right now, Dr. Jeremy Gerson is ahead. He has 40% of the vote, and we'll check back with you a bit later with an update.
Thank you, Colleen. And now here's a look back at how the city established the 6 districts and how voting by district came to be. On June 19, 2018, the Torrance City Council adopted an ordinance establishing by-district elections for city council offices. On that day, the council also approved an election calendar for the newly created districts. Before these decisions got made, each council member was elected for an at-large 4-year term, which meant they served in an at-large capacity and could live anywhere in the city. But when their 4-year term expired, they were required to live within the boundaries of the district that is on the ballot during that election in order to run for a 4-year term to that city council district seat. Districts 2, 4, and 6 got phased in during the 2020 election, and districts 1, 3, and 5 got introduced in 2022. So now the Torrance City Council is made up of 6 council members who each live in and represent one of the established districts, and our mayor remains elected at large. Nearly 145,000 people call Torrance home, and according to lavote.gov, in 2022, close to 34,000 of us helped to decide on our next mayor. That was the most number of people that voted on a single Torrance-specific ballot item in that election. This year, we had 4 in-person vote centers as well as our permanently placed ballot box outside the Katie Geisert Civic Center Library. For the first time, one of our vote centers was at the Mary K. Giordano Regional Transit Center at 465 Crenshaw Boulevard. It was one of our 11-day vote centers, along with Walteria Park and D. Hardison Sports Center. Herma Tillum Senior Center in North Torrance was open from March 2nd through tonight. And of course, the vote-by-mail ballots, including those dropped off at our Civic Center, will continue to get counted in the coming days. Thank you for continuing to tune into our local results. We're standing by as the results keep coming in, and we will be back again at the top of the hour. Thank you for joining us. See you again soon. Good evening and welcome to City Cable's Election Day coverage. I'm Christine Lee. It's 11 p.m. on Tuesday, March 5th. We continue our live coverage of election updates on our local election results for council seats representing Districts 2, 4, and 6. Our team of reporters are still out tonight. Let's check in with them one last time. City Cable's Kim Edwards has been watching the District 2 race closely and now has the latest from Project Barley Square. Kim.
Indeed, we moved here from our Live at 5, Station 5 location. We are at Project Barley and hoping to give you the latest, but the needle hasn't moved much. We have Bridget Lewis, who is joining me, at 54% and Dr. Lee at 46%. Let me ask you, how are you feeling about that?
You know what? It's still too close to call, but I'm excited to be here, celebrating with friends and supporters and family. It's absolutely been an amazing night so far.
And how was the party? It was bigger before. Folks were getting tired.
It was definitely bigger before. We had a lot of supporters that came out, friends. We did karaoke. We ate. We fellowshiped together. It was fabulous.
What does it feel like when you've done so much campaigning and talking and getting your message across and you finally come to this night?
Relief, I think. We had an incredibly clean and just dynamic campaign between the two of us. I have all the respect in the world for Dr. Andrew Lee. He was a great person to go through this with, and we will wait for the results and see what happens.
Very excited for that. How about let's assume that you do get a chance to hold the seat. What are some of the things that you'd like to do in the future?
I want to continue what we've already started here in Torrance. I've had an opportunity to have a preview of what it is to be on the city council in a city that I absolutely love. And I want to continue that work moving forward. And it excites me to be able to come up with great things that bring our community together to help us in the forefront economically, residents, businesses. And I can't wait to get started on that.
You did say at the League of Women Voters Forum, one thing I caught was you said that you believed in community and you didn't mean just District 2.
I did not. So even though we had to go to districts, it's still one Torrance. We're all one Torrance. What impacts one area is going to impact all of Torrance. And I truly believe in that. I believe in the power of community, and I believe in the power of the community to come together for what's good for Torrance. And I want to help move that forward. If there's so much we can do together, moving the needle forward to get Torrance in the forefront, involved, actually engaged in things. And I want to be that type of council member that moves us forward together.
Thank you very much for meeting with us tonight. Best of luck, sincerely, as you move forward. Christine, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Kim. City Cable's Cindy Kennedy is also standing by at Project Barley Square with the latest on the District 4 race. Cindy, it looks like it's a joint party.
Project Barley and Councilmember Sharon Kalani is up by 85.92%, leading with 1,739 votes. That's amazing. Now she is having a joint party with Councilmember Bridget Lewis. So why did you guys decide to join the party?
You know, I think one thing that we both bring to the table is just a reason and responsibility to listen to each other and to do what's correct. And we've really developed this relationship of just unwavering respect for each other. And we actually have developed a relationship outside of the council as well, both on a religious level, a family level, and a business level as well. So it's just, once again, this respect for each other. We listen and we come to our independent decisions.
Woman empowerment.
It really is. I think we both agree that we're better together. We've been asked to speak at events and really good reviews about that. So we're looking forward to having an opportunity to continue that relationship and just do what's correct.
So what's at the heart of your decision? Why did you decide to run again?
Thank you for asking that question. I mean, first of all, I do have a serving heart. I have just been honored and blessed that the people have trusted the city within my responsibility, and I continue to want to serve with a grateful heart and certainly live up to their expectations of me. I want to make sure to listen to them. You know, what's important to me is to make sure that I listen and I understand what's important to them and fulfill that.
And so you came during the pandemic.
I did. I call myself the COVID council person. Yes.
So what's it like running then to now? Like, what's the difference?
Well, you know, I was here in 2020 on March 3rd, and by the weekend, the world was shutting down. So I entered council and went immediately into what I call a 90-degree learning curve, kind of on my own. And we did what we called virtual council meetings, and I really had to learn a lot of the city by myself because we couldn't be meeting. And now after 4 years, I feel really confident that I'm in a good place and I can really continue learning, but also just really being able to do the right thing always.
Well, we'll continue monitoring the numbers for now. So back to you, Christine.
Thank you, Cindy. And finally, in District 6, City Cable's Colleen Farrell is monitoring the results at Zamperini Field. Colleen?
Hi, Christine. Yes, I'm still here at Torrance Municipal Airport, and not much has changed in terms of the numbers. It's still very, very close. Jeremy Gerson, 40%, 980 votes, followed by Tony Ye at 36% at 886 votes, and Jack Walzer in third place at 23%, 571 votes. We were lucky enough to get Jeremy to come by the airport after his party. And so he's going to be joining us right now, and we're going to ask him a few questions. Thank you so much for coming out here tonight. Tell me why you decided to run in this race.
You know, it's an interesting question because I've been asked by a lot of people, and over 5 months I had said no. But looking at who was running and the issues facing the city, I felt the need to move over from school board to city council and try.
In your party, I know highlighting and homelessness is a big issue here in Torrance right now. Tell me why. I know there was a reason as to why you decided to make that your celebration location.
Well, first, it was a great celebration. I know many of the seniors at Skyline are watching right now. Thank you very much for hosting an amazing party. I also want to thank the former two mayors, Mayor Fury and Mayor Scotto, for attending, as well as all the electeds who showed up. Thank you very much all for your support. What's happening at Skyline is very important to me. I know Almer Suchi has been working on a bill to assist. And so if you own your home and land, you have rights. And if you rent from a person who owns the improvement upon the land and the land itself, you have rights. But if you own something like a mobile home or a manufactured home, but you don't own the land underneath, you actually have no rights. And so this is an issue that's been facing our city. As you mentioned, homelessness. Seniors are the fastest growing segment of the homeless population. And we have a couple hundred Torrance seniors who could face homelessness if our city council didn't act. So yes, this is an important issue. Thank you.
And I know public safety is another big issue here in Torrance, especially there's been some incidents recently at the Delamo Fashion Center. What is your stand on public safety and support of the police department?
So our daughter, she's 16, and she does not feel safe going to the mall. She doesn't feel it's a place for her and her friends. They're actually always looking for alternate locations. And the rule changes recently is as trying to keep teens and minors away during certain days and hours. I'm very supportive of the Torrance Police Department in helping them rebuild after their courageous actions recently to look at internally. And also, as the son of a firefighter who grew up in fire stations, of course, I'm very supportive of our heroes on the other side, the firefighters. One of the big things for me is communication. So when you look at how much work the school district has done in safety, we have it to a degree where our superintendent from his cell phone could put the entire school district into a shelter in place should there be a huge disaster, like, for example, at the refinery. But if the Torrance Fire Department and the Torrance Police Department don't have good communication with our school district, well, then we can't do that. I also know a lot of citizens are also concerned about if there is a disaster, how do we communicate with them? And I think there's a lot of work that we can do in the communication space for safety too.
And you served on the school board. How do you plan to leverage that experience if you are, in fact, elected to this position?
I remember being a young voter and thinking that incumbents were bad, experience was bad. Having now served now in my 6th year and having gone through, for example, a master's in governance program with all of my fellow school board members, learning what it takes to really be a good governance team, I think that's why the school district is firing on all cylinders, doing so many amazing things. I just finished my presidency where, for the first time in over a decade, we had huge growth in enrollment in a declining enrollment state. And I think that's because people see what's happening in Torrance Unified and want to come. And that experience, working with our state and federal legislators, learning how to lobby, as well as just serving 2 terms on the California School Board Association Delegate Assembly. I've gained so much experience about what it truly means to be elected. Sitting on the dais and voting on stuff that the staff brings before you is just such a small piece of the job. There's so much hard work that happens behind the scenes, and that having 6 years of that experience is definitely going to help me if I make it onto city council.
And I know you're a Torrance High graduate. Obviously, I can see by the colors you're wearing, as am I. And so how are you feeling about the potential of being able to serve in your hometown finally?
Oh my goodness. It really does touch my heart to be able to serve. We actually just took personality test as a part of our continued development as a school board. And so my first trait is selfless, second was intellect, and third was altruistic. And so when you ask about serving, I have been able to enjoy serving on the school board so much, serving our community, and the fact that my palette could get bigger and that I can serve so many more than just our youth, but our seniors and other residents. I get frustrated when I see members of the current council on the dais yelling at residents and blaming them for things when they're just seeking relief and help and advice from the council. To be able to serve in that means a great deal to me, and I hope I get to do that.
Well, you're clearly very passionate about Torrance, and we appreciate you coming out so late tonight to talk with us. And we're going to toss it back to you, Christine. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Colleen. Now, if you're still unsure as to why our city is broken up into different districts, here's a deeper dive. On June 19, 2018, the Torrance City Council adopted an ordinance establishing by-district elections for city council offices. On that day, the council also approved an election calendar for the newly created districts. Before these decisions got made, each council member was elected for an at-large 4-year term, which meant they served in an at-large capacity and could live anywhere in the city. But when their 4-year term expired, they were required to live within the boundaries of the district that is on the ballot during that election in order to run for a 4-year term to that city council district seat. Districts 2, 4, and 6 got phased in during the 2020 election, and districts 1, 3, and 5 got introduced in 2022. So now the Torrance City Council is made up of 6 council members who each live in and represent one of the established districts, and our mayor remains elected at large. Nearly 145,000 people called Torrance home, and according to lavote.gov, in 2022, close to 34,000 of us helped to decide who gets to be our next mayor. That was the most number of people that voted on a single Torrance-specific ballot item in that election. This year, we had 4 in-person vote centers as well as our permanently placed ballot box outside the Katie Geisert Civic Center Library. For the first time, one of our vote centers was at the Mary K. Giordano Regional Transit Center at 465 Crenshaw Boulevard. It was one of our 11-day vote centers, along with Walteria Park and D. Hardison Sports Center. Herma Tillum Senior Center in North Torrance was open from March 2nd through tonight. And of course, the vote-by-mail ballots, including those dropped off at our Civic Center, will continue to get counted in the coming days. Thank you so much for staying up late with us tonight. We'll continue to monitor the remaining votes as they get counted and bring you updates both on City Cable and on the city's social media platforms. We are grateful for your viewership and wish you a very good night.
for the fine dining and see why we say Catalina Bar and Grill. Nothing but the best in jazz.
Welcome back to Jazz Notes. I'm your host, Doug McIntyre. Our guest is vocalist and lyricist Lorraine Feather. Lorraine, I've seen you perform live with small groups and with big bands, and your work is so much fun to hear, not only because it's beautiful music, but it's just there's a real sense of wit and laughs attached to it. And that's one of the things about the great canon of American popular songs, that you could have you know, a Harold Arlen break your heart, and then he could also be writing a piece of music that could make you laugh, like you know, If I Only Had a Brain. I mean, the guy who wrote you know, who wrote Come Rain or Come Shine could write If I Only Had a Brain. And you really tap into that. You write a wonderful lyrical ballad about real human emotion, and then you go for laughs and get them, like You're Outta Here.
Yeah.
Wonderful, funny song.
I love to write something and crack myself up. And once I was auditioning for something, it was a jazz musical, and there were various people going in and out. And I said to somebody afterwards, I said, I'll just bet I was the funniest person they saw all day, because I don't consider myself to have huge chops or anything. But I have a certain facility, and I really do like to write humorous songs.
Well, you know, that's one of the things that I